So we must optimize you first as the leader of your results and your reality. And then everything from there just goes a lot faster. It becomes a lot easier. You get into more flow and you get into more alignment. And what I mean by alignment means that you actually are feeling how you want to feel every day. You're feeling the progress, you're feeling the consistency, you're feeling the momentum, the contribution, the impact, the fulfillment, the joy, the energy, the vibrancy. You are feeling how you want to feel every day. You are ending the day feeling the way you want to feel. That is alignment. Hello, gorgeous souls. Tiffany Julie here, certified high-performance success coach, and I'm super excited to talk to you today about optimizing you. So I do a lot of life and business coaching, and my clients typically come to me and they're thinking that they're missing some sort of strategy. They're like, I'm doing the moves, I'm making the moves, but maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe my strategy's off here in terms of creating results, because maybe they're moving not at the pace they want. Maybe they're not progressing and making the progress they want every day. Maybe they don't have the consistency that they desire or that is necessary to achieve what they want, but they know that something's off. And 99.99999% of the time, it has nothing to do with their strategy, and it has everything to do with them. You are the center point of all of your creations and your reality. You are the one that creates your results. So when we can up-level you, when we can up-level your mind, your energy, automatically your actions are going to follow in alignment with your thoughts that you're thinking and the energy that you're feeling every single day. So we must optimize you first as the leader of your results and your reality. And then everything from there just goes a lot faster. It becomes a lot easier. You get into more flow and you get into more alignment. And what I mean by alignment means that you actually are feeling how you want to feel every day. You're feeling the progress, you're feeling the consistency, you're feeling the momentum, the contribution, the impact, the fulfillment, the joy, the energy, the vibrancy. You are feeling how you want to feel every day. You are ending the day feeling the way you want to feel. That is alignment. So we must start with you. And where we start with you is understanding how to bring forward the best version of you every day, the future version of you who already has accomplished their goals. So you have to go to that person. I want you to sit down and I want you to spend time after you listen to this and really do the work, because if you do the work of what I'm telling you here, your entire results are going to change. Everything, every category of your life, this is relevant to. So you must show up differently in order to create different results. The version of you that has created everything in your reality up until now, it needs to change. Otherwise, you're just going to keep recreating the past over and over and over again. And that is so frustrating, and why a lot of people get coaching, because they want to stop their self-sabotaging patterns. They want to stop their upper limit issues. They want to stop creating the same result. They want something different in their life. They want something more in their life. They feel like they can be more. They feel like they can do more. They feel like they can achieve more. So therefore, we have to go back to you. We've got to up-level your thoughts. We have to up-level your energy, and we have to shift your actions. But naturally, your actions are going to change by up-leveling the way that you're thinking about things. And so we must go to that future version of yourself. So who is that version of you? Who is that version of you who has accomplished everything that they want? Let's say you want to create a $50,000 month and you're currently creating $10,000 months. You cannot show up as the $10,000 CEO business owner and make moves in your business, take actions based on a $10,000 mentality per month. You have to start making decisions based on what would a $50,000 a month CEO think? What would a $50,000 a month CEO feel? What would a $50,000 a month CEO act? How would they act? And what is that? Because that's alignment with the goal. That's alignment with the vision. And when you can go there and you can literally reverse engineer the thoughts and the energy and the actions. And then all you have to do then on a daily basis is do those things, feel that way, think in this way. And it becomes very easy to start to see compounding results, to start to see quantum leaps happening. My clients literally go from like $10,000 months to $50,000 months, $10,000 months to $70,000 months very quickly in business. This is just one example of a quantum leap, because they start making moves and decisions based on where they want to be, not where they are today. So they create these mind-blowing results, and then they ask me, like, what happened here? Like, they act as though they're surprised that they created what they created in such a short period of time. But it's no surprise to me, because that's the formula. It's like, oh, when you came to me, you were making moves based on a $10,000 a month thought process, and now you're making decisions based on a $50,000 a month thought process. And those thought processes are two totally different ways to view things. They're two totally different perspectives. And so oftentimes people don't do this. Why? Because it's scary to make moves based on the vision. You're going to have to push your edge. You're going to have to constantly feel uncomfortable. You're going to need to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. You're going to have to be more comfortable in the unknown than the known, because the known self is what creates what you have now. That's the known self. And if you want to stop creating those results, you have to go to an unknown. You don't know how to create a $50,000 a month yet because you haven't done it yet. But if you go to the version of you who's done it, they know how to do it. You always know the next right aligned action step that is actually in alignment with the vision. You always know, but what blocks you is the fear of doing it. What blocks you is the confidence inside of yourself to say, no, I always figure it out, and I'm always going to figure it out. So if I jump here, if I pick up the fear and walk with it, if I move in my edge, if I keep pushing my edge, I'm going to get there. And I trust myself so much that I'm going to keep going no matter what happens, no matter what the consequences of my decisions, whether those are positive or negative. I'm always going to figure it out. And fundamentally, if you believe and have that belief system about yourself, which, by the way, if you don't, that is an amazing thing that you absolutely want to adopt, is the belief that you will always figure it out and everything will always be okay. And it's all just a learning lab, and everything that you get back to you is just data of what works and what doesn't work. And when you can detach yourself at an identity level from all of the data that you get back in, that's the name of the game. That's going to help you be more decisive. That's going to help you to move faster as well. And so it's like, we've got to learn to pick up the fear and walk with it. We have to learn how to be more comfortable in the unknown than the known. And you've got to go to the version of you that makes those moves, that makes those powerful, bold, courageous, confident moves on behalf of the vision. So Steve Jobs did not make decisions in his company based on where Apple was in the moment. He was making decisions every single day on behalf of the future vision that he saw for his company. And if you watch the documentary on Netflix, it is the most powerful documentary you could ever watch. And you will see him in all these scenarios making decisions and choices based on the future, even though maybe it didn't look like it was working in the moment. Even though there was so many challenges that he had to move through, there was so many fires he had to put out through the process of making those choices based on the vision, and it was a squeeze. He literally, in a lot of those scenes, is sweating. His body is sweating because he is just continually pushing his edge. This is what we need to do for you if you want to create a different result. So I would get very clear on who is that version of you. Start with who is the best version of you. Who is the version of you that creates everything you want in your life? Maybe they're confident, maybe they're bold, maybe they're vibrant, maybe they're energetic, maybe they are powerful, unstoppable. What are those words? And make yourself a word cloud. And I want you to sit down and I want you to look at this word cloud, and I want you to just spend 5 minutes looking at it, and you're going to be able to pick out 3 of the top words that resonate the most with you and circle those words. Circle the words that resonate the most with you, and then use those words, and let's set a trigger event in your life where those words you are reminded of on a regular basis, because you habitually are going to show up and continue to show up as the version of you that creates the results now, unless you have a trigger moment. We must trigger you into a different standard, into a different level. And that just takes repetition. And over time, when you remind yourself and you have this trigger and you start stepping into this new version of you more consistently, it's just going to automatically start to be integrated into your identity. And you're just going to automatically start showing up as this person. And then at that moment, then we get to create another vision of like the next level of who you are. So I have an alarm on my phone that goes off every hour, and it says, Tiffany, have you been the most bold, vibrant leader version of yourself over the last hour? And if you haven't been, then how can you do it differently over the next hour? So I'm constantly reflecting on myself every single hour. Could you imagine every hour if you reminded yourself of who you wanted to live into every day? You would start being the most powerful. You would end the day feeling so empowered when you do this practice. How do I know? Because I do it. I've been doing it for years. And when I get my clients to do this, their entire reality changes. Everything in their reality changes. Their health, their relationships, the money in their bank account, the type of people they're attracting in their business, their team starts to change because you're going to be showing up more often as your best self. But we need reminders because we're in such a habitual program. You're programmed, to show up in the same way. You're programmed to wash your body the same way in the shower every day. You're programmed to brush your teeth the same way. You're programmed to drive to work the same way, right? These are all subconscious programs. But if we don't have like that trigger moment, that trigger event, we just stay where we're at. So we must have a pattern interrupt, which is the alarm. And then let's start getting you reflecting on, have I been that person? And then setting an intention for the next hour that says, how am I going to show up to this meeting as my best self? How am I going to show up to this conversation as my most highest self? How am I going to move through this challenge in the next hour as the most powerful version of me? And plan out your moves over the next hour. And we're going to fall from grace. You're going to fall from grace. Everyone falls from grace. But imagine having a system in place where you're catching yourself when you do that. Every hour I catch myself, if I fell from grace in a team meeting and I may have lost my cool, or I didn't say something in a way that was, my best self's version of how I would have said that. Maybe I had a limbic response to something. Maybe I reacted too quickly to something, but I'm catching myself from grace. And when I fall from grace and I'm saying, okay, let me look at that. How can I do that differently next time? And we have these things called think boxes and play boxes. And you want to set up think boxes throughout your day where you're reflecting on things, you're thinking about it. How did I show up here? How can I do it differently? And constantly just using all of this as data and optimizing the data. And over time, it's going to be extraordinary. You're going to start to have better health because you're not going to skip the gym when you don't feel like it, because that's not what your future version would do. You're not going to not send out the email that you need to in your business because that's not what the future version of you would do. You're not going to build the marketing funnel that needs happen in your business to get consistent revenue or to have that $50,000 a month you're striving for, because that's not what the version of you would do. So if you're constantly stepping into this, if you're constantly seeing it, constantly reminding yourself, you're going to be that person. That's literally the name of the game. It's not about becoming somebody different. You already have everything you need inside of you to accomplish everything that you want and more. It's about remembering that, reminding yourself of that, and then actually living from that place. That is what it's about. It's actually about living from that place. And the more often you live from that place, the more repetition you have in your subconscious mind, the more that is just going to become part of your identity. And my clients move through different sets of words very fast. It only takes about like a month, 2-3 months sometimes. And they're already that version all the time consistently. And now we got to push their edge again. They're comfortable operating from that particular set point. Now we're just going to tick them up to another step point. And that is the name of the game. To create different results in your life, you've got to be a different person. You have to show up as a different version of you to all the things in your reality. And then your reality will shift. Everything in your reality right now is just a mirror of your thoughts, what you were thinking about those things, how you were feeling about those things. And guess what? Your thoughts and feelings create your actions. When you believe that something's possible for you, when you believe that you are a powerful being, when you believe that you can do it, you're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel confident. You're going to feel unstoppable. You're going to feel so good about yourself. And then you're going to go do an action that is in alignment with that empowerment. But when you feel the fear, what if it doesn't work? What if I invest all this time and money and energy and I fail? What are people going to think about me? Can I really do that? Am I dreaming too big? All of that jargon, all of those thoughts that are not in support of the vision, when you think those and you buy into those, you start feeling very disempowered. You start feeling not so good about yourself. You start actually feeling like, I don't want to do it. And you demotivate yourself. And then the action comes from a place of disempowerment when you buy into those thoughts. So when you have a check-in that says, would my future self think in this way about my vision or about what I'm going to go do? And if it's not in alignment with how your future version of you would think about that, then you get to, in that moment, be the creator of your reality and say, no, I'm going to think a different way. I've got to align my thoughts a different way. And when you align your thought a different way, you're going to feel a different way inside of yourself. And then you're going to take a different action. And everything in your external environment, all of your results were created from your habitual habits around those compartments of your life. So for example, if you want to be healthier, if you want to have more energy, if you want to have a different body, it's like, well, what are your habits around showing up for that? Do you go to the gym every day? Do you drink enough water? Do you take care of your sleep hygiene? What are you eating? What are you fueling yourself with? What are your habitual habits around health and body? And if you don't have the body you want, I can tell you that there is a misalignment in your habits about it. So we have to track backwards though, which means if you have a misalignment in the actions you're taking, it means that you have a misalignment in the thoughts that you are thinking about that. So maybe you think that it's hard to work out, or maybe you think that it's going to take a long time for you to achieve the body that you want of your dreams. Maybe you think it's not working. All those thoughts are going to then disempower you, and then you're probably going to skip the gym. You're probably going to eat the burger over the salad when you have the option. You're probably not going to care so much about your sleep and start scrolling on social media right before you go to bed. Everything starts with thought. So if you are taking certain actions, I want you to review those actions in your life and say, let me go back to the thought. What is the thought that created me to do this action? And this is a high level of self-awareness. This is a high level of self-accountability. This is a high level of being very self-effacing. And this is not an easy process to go through, but when you have the courage to do it, and you have that trigger event for yourself every hour on your phone, even if you didn't want to start with every hour, even if you just did 3 check-ins a day, morning, noon, and night. Have I been operating from my best self? Have I been thinking like the version of me who wants to create what I want to create? Have I been feeling like the version of me that creates what I want to create? And just even 3 check-ins a day, and you are going to change your world. It is guaranteed. I've been working with hundreds of super achievers from around the globe for over a decade now. And this practice is the main practice that helps them get in alignment with success, the success that they want in any category of life: health, relationship, body, energy, communication, business, all of it. It all stems back from the choices you make in all of the micro moments. So imagine having an hourly check-in. That's a micro moment. And there won't ever be a time when you can't rearrange yourself when you have that check-in. It's like, no, the alarm's going off, baby. You don't even have to think about it. It's pre-set up for you. And all you have to do is show up for that practice. You know, some people want to snooze the alarm. Oh my God, this alarm is so annoying, you know, but that's a thought that you thought about that practice that then got you to take an action to snooze the alarm. Do you see how every action that you take in your life is related to how you're thinking about it? So when that alarm goes off, I think, wow, that's my dreams calling. Do I want to snooze my dream? Do I want to snooze that $50,000 a month? Do I want to snooze the energy that I want to have in my body, the vitality I want to feel? Do I want to snooze my dream body right now? Hell no, I'm not snoozing that alarm. I am going to show up for that alarm because that is my dream calling me to a higher level right now, to a higher standard and a higher expectation. And you get, my friends, what you expect in your life. You get what your standards are. So you've got to raise the standard you have for yourself, and everything else around you will change. So that is what I have for you today. Get your future self words on point. Ask yourself, who is that version of me? How do they think? How do they feel? What are the actions that they take? Get your 3 words that represent that version of you. Get that alarm going on your phone and write to me in a month from now and tell me how your world has changed. I get emails all the time from clients. I get voice messages from clients every single day, without fail. You won't believe what happened, Tiffany, ... You won't believe it. And I'm like, I do believe it, because you're changing the way you're showing up. You're changing the way you're looking at things. So therefore, the way things are in your world are changing. Everything in your external environment is just a mirror of your thoughts. At the end of the day, fundamentally, it can be as simple as that. Everything in your reality that you see, all the results, the money you have, the type of relationships you have, the body you have, the car you drive, the house you live in, every single thing is just a mirror to your thoughts about that particular topic or particular category of your life. There's so much goodness here for you. Remember that you are extraordinary and you are powerful, powerful, powerful beyond measure. And the future holds good things for you. If you show up for it, if you show up as that version of you, the best version of you, just a little bit more often, everything will shift for you. So I love you. Go out there, take action, make it real. And remember, you can have it all, be it all, and achieve it all. If you've enjoyed this conversation with me today, you will absolutely love working with me one-on-one in my high performance coaching program. All of my clients say the same thing. Tiffany, I don't recognize my life. In a short period of time, 1 round of coaching with me, just a few months, you literally will transform every category of your life and take all of it to higher levels of success. Book a consultation call with me. It will be the most transformative hour of your entire life, guaranteed. The link to do that is in the description below, or head over to tiffanyjulie.com. Listen, sometimes we have to admit that we've taken ourselves as far as we can go. Every extraordinary person will tell you that they have a coach, a mentor, a trainer, a teacher, someone that can hold them to a higher standard, someone who can be there to push them to their edges so that they can know what they're capable of. Honestly, my clients are like, Tiffany, I don't recognize my life. I didn't even know I was capable of these achievements. I didn't even know this was possible for me. They're mind blown and they just want to keep going to entirely new levels. I'm going to teach you how to do that in my high performance coaching program. So book that conversation, and I cannot wait to support you in achieving your next level.
After our first actual coaching call, I went from a complete funk to boom, immediately back in the game, better than I had been ever before. She'll help you go to a level that you've never even been before. Literally, some of the greatest transformations I've ever been in my life have been conversations with her, and the results have been astounding. My business grew, my income grew, which are all great things, but I have to tell you, my personal happiness went to all new levels. My relationship with my wife has gone to all new levels. I'm a significantly better husband and father than I was. My spiritual growth has been unbelievable. My connection with Source, my ability to manifest and create. There's been no greater investment I've ever made. Any of the investments I've had into the stocks, any of the investments in cryptos, any of that stuff, nothing has paid me better than investing in myself and working with Tiffany Julie.
I've had my biggest month in business, which was over $60,000. I made the same amount of money that I did the previous year in half the time.
Helped me get dialed in on my marketing strategies and really coming up with a plan that felt easy.
My income has quadrupled. I am more productive. I just have this deep knowing that I can accomplish the goals that I set forth.
I'm 10 pounds lighter and more ripped than I've been in the last 10 years. And I literally feel like I'm 10 years younger. And
my business grew, and basically in a few months, my revenue doubled. So it's pretty amazing that I was able to grow this business in such a short time.
I also was able to leave my 9-to-5 and launch 3 of my own business ventures.
My self-confidence was boosted. I felt so much more empowered.
I believed in myself so much more.
One of the most important things that she really helped me is to bring back my innate happiness.
I had my biggest month in business. I got an entirely new website with new branding. I revamped my coaching programs and packages. I doubled my pricing. I created a new lead magnet. I started a podcast.
There I broke into my first 5-figure month. Then we did some next level branding and positioning, which was huge to actually get some really clear messaging going.
Tiffany's the real deal. Jump in, hire her. You'll thank yourself.
It's some of the best money I've ever spent in my life, in my business life.
So if you're looking to grow, try something new, do something different, achieve the next level, just become the best version of yourself, Tiffany is an excellent choice to entrust your future with.